Welcome back to the second part of our Karlskrona adventure. In the first part of our video, we focused on the town of Karlskrona and went to the two churches and walked through the park. In this video, we're going to go to the Naval Museum, which is one part of the naval base on Karlskrona. Most of the naval base is off limits, but the Naval Museum is really good. You should check it out if you're there. So come along for this adventure as we check out the Naval Museum
and welcome
in Karlskrona.
to the small village of Karlskrona, which for 500 years was a major naval port for the Swedish Navy, because it was one of those ports that never got frozen and only recently has been decommissioned, but it's being kept in reserve. So come along for the adventure and we'll explore a little bit of Karlskrona. And here is the entrance to the museum. Checking out the ships that are moored here, the 55 little cruiser boats. And here comes the train. This little train makes stops around here and then to the terminal and back.
The best part about the Karlskrona Naval Museum is that it's completely free. It was crowded, of course, when we were there because we were there with a cruise boat and they tend to just kind of overload things. But it was a very interactive museum, lots of cool exhibits. They have a good film. It's in Swedish that I would suggest that you watch, but it is translated into English on the bottom. But there was lots of interesting things that you could do and see within the museum itself. An underwater shipwreck tunnel. So I think it's going to show us some shipwreck boats down here. Kind of cool. And this will show us some of the boats that have sunk down here.
Should we go up
Yeah.
in the same way so we can...
Yeah. When you look in there, you can see some of the boats. This exhibit was under the water, under the pier of the museum itself, and it was kind of cool because it showed all the shipwrecks that had wrecked just close to the pier over by the museum itself, so you could see down into the ocean itself. So that was kind of a cool exhibit area. This is an interesting one. You can definitely see the remains of one of the Vasa ships here. This is a double shot, but this is like a grappling hook shot. So they would put chain in there, and this is what they would use to fire chain to get a mast. This exhibit showed what it was like to be on a ship, on a wooden sailing ship during wartime, and how they reloaded the canyon. As you can see, it was a very crowded space. Beautiful ship masts, at least the ones that survived. Figureheads, yeah.
A bunch of figureheads. Not all of them, but a bunch of figureheads.
Checking out the interaction part. Very cool, very tiring. Let's see if you can do it. There's a boat coming. Can you do it? Okay. See if you can do it. It's coming. The enemy's gonna get away. Okay. Oh, you did it. Oh. Okay, what the? Going to the U-boat exhibit. The most popular exhibit within this museum was the U-boat exhibit, which housed two submarines. This first one that has the red bottom here was the first submarine, Swedish submarine. And then the second one was the NEP submarine that was built in the 50s. And that one you could go inside, so that was very popular. It was the first underwater submarine built by Sweden called the Hagen in 1804 and used until 1922. This was inside the lower deck of the NEP, where you could see where they loaded the missiles. You could go to the bottom section and to the top section, but the top section was the more popular section, and there was a long line for that part.
See, they do get flooded and they go all the way out. Here we are at the top of the U-boat. We were down below, and we're going to see if we can go inside on the top. We are now inside the top part of the U-boat. Very interesting. See the bunks over here.
That's okay.
Tight quarters. It's a cruise ship bathroom.
This part was kind of crazy. There was missiles right below the bunk beds. So basically, you were sleeping on top of a missile every night.
Imagine sleeping right over a torpedo. These are beds, and they are right over the torpedo bay, which is so interesting. Here's the people downstairs, and then that, of course, would go upstairs. Tight space all in a toilet and a shower and a sink all at once.
The periscope inside the submarine was actually working, and you could actually look outside and see the boats passing by on the harbor, so that was kind of cool.
Of course, this is the control room, and they can monitor everything from here. This would have been the navigator room. Captain's bunk. Now we gotta go through a very tight porthole. I'm in one of the portholes. I can barely fit through these portholes. I would barely fit through the top of the ship. I could, but it would not be easy. It wasn't easy to get through that porthole there. Actually, there was two of them I had to get through, but I got through. Going into the engineering room. I can see the engine underneath me. Very interesting stuff. I'm almost to the end of the ship. And there's the engine. Here are the two. Very small. They'll let you go in the small one. And very large NEP model of the Uboat. The Uboat was a submarine from 1943 that was sunk by the Germans, and even though the Swedes lost ships, they still were neutral during the war. The two ships that are in port. Have a few ships here that are in port that you can check out. They're kind of reserve status for the Swedish Navy, but they could be used, I guess, if needed.
This ship is called Her Majesty's ship, the Bremen. And the Bremen is a really cool ship because in 1981, this minesweeper intercepted a Russian sub in Karlskrona, and so it caused an international incident. But overall, it's a really cool ship. You get to walk around, look at the crew quarters. Not really that much to look at, but the history of this ship and how it kind of averted a nuclear war is very interesting.
I'm glad I'm not a minesweeper. That would be a tough job on the Brennan. Then I'm going to go check out this R-136. Has a bunch of guns on it. Seems kind of interesting.
The Vastervik is a missile torpedo boat. It's designed as a fast ship to guard the coastal areas of Sweden. It's also interesting because this same class of ship is also exported out to Malaysia, where they use it for their naval fleet as well.
And then here is, of course, some older ships. The Haramas. Beautiful sailing ship. Full masted, full rigger ship. Beautiful tall ship, beautiful rigging on this ship.
The Haramas was used as a training ship for the Swedish Naval Academy but is no longer used today.
From my days when I was on the tall ship, California, you always go backwards. So that's what I'm doing on the stairs, going backwards. Nice, got down. Lots of benches that could be easily pulled up. Nice portholes. Beautiful ship. Ah, there's even a steering wheel down here. That's interesting. Haven't seen that before. Lots of staterooms, but beautiful. Okay, going back up. Got the kids swabbing the deck out here. Okay. See a beautiful view. This is the view that I got from the submarine when we were over there, so that's kind of interesting. Well, my time here on Karlskrona was short, but I don't want to miss the boat, so I gotta go. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, and we will see you on the next one. Again, thanks along, and thanks for coming and visiting Karlskrona, your calm getaway in the Baltic.